So there has been some serious issues going on with limited beliefs. And I really want to break this down as to where it's coming from. And this is specifically for my lovely individuals, women, men, mainly women, but anyone can benefit from this. That is of the millennial generation. Okay. And the reason why I specifically say the millennial generation is because I feel like we are battling the most with breaking out of some of these limiting beliefs that society has put on us. And the thing is, it was kind of true at the time in the past, but now that we are in a new era, we have AI, we have the internet, hello Patrick, we have all these different ways of making money. I want to break a lot of the limiting beliefs that I used to have, that I know a lot of people that I are in my community that they still have. And the thing is, a lot of us have these limiting beliefs because at the time, hi Hallie, how are you? Happy, just beautiful day. There's gonna be people watching this in the future. So it's Sunday today, but happy day to everybody watching this now and in the future. So, okay, here's the thing. We have different societal kind of like unspoken rules, or maybe they are spoken, but not, they're just kind of embedded and weaved into how our society works. So we just kind of know it, right? Like, it's just something that like primitively we just know. So for example, if you are of a certain socioeconomic class, you're more than likely to make X amount of money. If you are part of this particular ethnic group, you're more than likely to be in this type of industry. If you have a certain level of beauty, then you are more than likely going to be able to break into this industry and make X amount of dollars, right? So there's kind of like these general rules. And the amazing thing about the time that we live in now is that the internet has made it possible for there to be no rules. And so and just stick with me here, because it's going to be really powerful for some of you that are going to be really paying attention to this and watching this, because there is a slow unveiling, right? Like a thinning of the veil of what our human capacity can really achieve, because we have the internet now. And a lot of times what happens is, it's like, so for example, if you graduated from college, you come from a middle class type of background, and maybe the person that made the most in your money, or the most money in your family or your close proximity, in your community, was maybe $100,000, maybe $120,000, and that was like the person that was like the richest of everybody in that area, right? And so then you that's your ceiling. Like, you just kind of think, okay, well, I went to this college, I'm ambitious, I'm not in any debt, I'm only 22 years old or whatever at the time. And, for us older millennials, I'm speaking like, think of back in the day. And then you're like, okay, well, I think by the time I'm 50, I can make $120,000 a year. And like, worth it at the time, like that would have been good. Like, that would have been like, yeah, that's real. Like, everyone would have been like, yeah, like that's a great goal. That's so realistic. That's an amazing path, right? The internet has broken that. And I think what happens is that some of us older millennials are like, well, we already have this job, or I don't like my job, but I've learned how to cope with it. I've learned how to just accept it. And this even has to do with your body as well. Like, it was like back in the day, I don't remember, at least, even I live in California, and this just like still wasn't a thing. When I was like 20, 21, 22, imagining being super fit in your late 30s, going into your 40s, it wasn't really a thing. It was kind of like known that when you hit your 30s, it was kind of like this loose thought of like things are going to start to go downhill. And let me know if you guys are vibing with me on this, and like you guys are kind of grasping what I'm talking about. And then now, because the internet and free apps, free YouTube videos on fitness, free nutritional information at our fingertips, we can ask AI, hey, how I want to create 5 meals that have this amount of fat, this amount of protein, and this amount of carbs in it, and I only want it to be 1,700 calories, and create a breakfast, lunch, and a dinner. Like, we have that access now. Before we didn't. So again, it's like, even with our bodies, it's like, oh well, you know, you should just be comfortable with who you are, or how your body is in your 30s, 40s, and up. And as you age, it just is what it is. So you mean to tell me that God created us to be, you know, and now we're living longer. People are comfortably living until 100, with all their cognitive abilities. Okay, comfortably. It's not rare to hear that someone is living till 100 now. So you mean to tell me that we're born, and then you hit 35, and then 35 to 100, you're old. Like, you go from being young in your 20s, you're headed to being old, and then 30s, you're like really close, and then 35, now you're old, and now from 35 to 100, you're an old person. No. Okay, so we're not capped anymore at these different limitations that were normal, and they were kind of the general rule. Like, they were kind of the general way that, you know, life kind of would turn out for most people. Now with the internet, it's just it's kind of like almost scary to see where we're going to be heading the next 10-15 years, because medical, you know, our medical system is improving all the time, right? Different diseases and different cancers are being able to be eradicated, you know, because of the different advanced methods. Like, we're just advancing so quickly that we just have more opportunity to make more money, live longer, live healthier, be more fit. Like, there's just more resources if you take advantage of it. And so I think that there's still a good chunk of people that are millennials and up, millennial age and up, that are still just like in that construct. Okay, they're in that construct. So thank you, Hallie. I see you're getting people out of here. I love it. All right, so the thing is, we don't have to limit ourselves anymore. Like, it's time. Like, if you are going to be missing the boat, because who knows how it's going to be in 10 years if it really is going to be saturated. But now is the time to really, like, figure out a plan to transition out, because people are getting laid off left and right. I literally know people right now that are in their late 20s, all the way ranging to 60s, that cannot get a job. They are qualified, they are healthy, they are ready to go, and they cannot get a job. Okay, maybe they got laid off. There was a mass layoff because, you know, of how the economy is, and then just AI, you know, AI-ifying everything, and companies just don't need as many human bodies anymore, and people are getting laid off and can't get another job. And what's interesting is that in order to filter out people, a lot of these companies are using AI to filter people out. So you don't even get a fighting chance to meet someone in person anymore, to just vibe with the potential boss that you might have. And the boss might be like, you know what? A couple other people might be a little bit more qualified, but they're still qualified, but I just like their personality. I like their answers. I like, you know, just the vibe that I'm getting, or for lack of a better word, right? Like, I know that there's opportunities that I've gotten when I was not the most qualified, but because I was like, I have great interpersonal relationship skills. Like, I know how to connect with people. Sometimes that can take you further than having all the credentials and all the, you know, check boxes and with having the degrees, you know, the masters, the PhD, all that, right? So you don't even have that opportunity like that anymore. And that's scary. Like, you're just getting weeded out by AI now. So if you don't hop on the opportunity to transition yourself out into becoming your own self business, or making your own money while you're doing a 9-to-5, and then transitioning out in 5 to 10, 7 years, 10 years, and think of it as like creating your own retirement plan now. You can create ebooks, right? You can create courses. You can create, you sell your own products if you know how to sew, if you know how to bake, if you know how to, whatever, any kind of skill you can. There's literally things that you can make, or apps that you can use right now to package up a course and have it ready to go on sale by Monday, by tomorrow. Literally. And people are doing it. People are making thousands of dollars every single month, figuring it out, like figuring out what kind of business model via the internet. Because the thing is, we've never had access to the planet like we do now. You know, you guys have seen me, if you guys have been following me the last couple weeks, people have been tapping in from Amsterdam, Scotland, Brazil, like the most insane places. Like, and I'm like, little old me in Los Angeles, California, like, I'm actually, there's somebody looking at my face right now from a whole other country, and they could potentially want to buy my ebook that I have on how I lost 30 pounds and never gained it back. Like, maybe someone in Scotland could really benefit from that. Maybe someone in Australia can benefit from me talking about my journey, because they feel like they're connected with me, right? So, you know, or can resonate with me. So there's just, the sky's literally the limit. And so it's just time, like going into 2025, it's not a game, it's not a joke. Like, I really want my millennial brothers and sisters out there to figure out what they're going to do to build their own brand or build their own product. I think everybody should have some kind of product that they've published. This is just my opinion, but it's just like, why not? And the thing is, most millennials and older that are still kind of like, they're teeter-tottering with this idea of like, oh, YouTubers is just for young kids that want to like do pranks, or, you know, you have to be very beautiful to make any kind of money, because you have to have at least 100,000 subscribers to make barely part-time level, and you have to be beautiful. You have to, and none of it's true. None of it's true. There's somebody popping up, going viral, making thousands of dollars every day, that look in every shade of color, in every body size, in every background, there's even socioeconomically, like there's people on YouTube that are posting that they're on Section 8 because they have access to internet, right? So they're posting that they're on Section 8, they're posting that they use coupons, and then they show their journey of like how they're transitioning out of being in that socioeconomic level. You know, they're showing that they're living in the projects, what they have to do to kind of make ends meet, make meals, you know, figure out meals and things like that, stretch things out for weeks on end, you know, stretch out your gas, stretch out your, you know, just try to get by. And then people are tuned into that. They're like, wow, this is an interesting journey. You know, I want to see how they overcome. And it's like, you know, and then 2 years later, maybe you didn't look at their YouTube page. A year later, 2 years later, they're literally monetized on YouTube and in like a really nice apartment. And you're like, wait a minute, what? I'm still at this 9 to 5 and I hate it. And now they're like showing that they're making $10,000 a month from YouTube. And they were just on Section, like, it's crazy what the internet has been able, the opportunities that the internet has opened up. My mom specifically, she loves the van life. I didn't even know, she's the one who introduced me to this, but there's like a whole collection of women, which is interesting, women specifically, but I think there's men too, but she mainly watches the women that are doing the van life and traveling around the United States and just showing like what their stories and their journey. Like this one girl, she went to a safe area. It's like a park where you can, like a national park. She parked there. This guy, older man, like in his late 60s, kept pulling up on her because I guess he lived somewhere nearby, and he would pull up on her and be just like awkwardly like ask her what she's doing, and she's like, I'm allowed, like, this is legal, I'm allowed to be here, like I'm just in my van. And I'm like, she's crazy. She needs to get, like, as soon as, if I saw any man coming up to me and I'm parked in the, first of all, I would not be in a van in a park. Like, I don't understand how some of these women are doing this, but it does make for a really, like, a really good, I guess you could say, series or show or episodes of like van life, because it is okay. Well, it's, you know, I kind of want to see what's going to happen. Is this woman going to be in danger? Like, what's she going to do? But anyways, she's in a van. She's like, I'm allowed to be here. She's parked in like this, like a little nook in this park area, this big national park. And then he kept pulling up on her. And then so she was just showing, like, kind of like trying to angle it to her. She was showing the guy. Anyways, long story short, she ended up getting out of there and like just feeling like she needed to leave after like the 4th time that the guy kept trying to pull up on her. But I'm like, this woman is making thousands of dollars, she could technically own a home, but she's just doing van life, and she's like traveling around the country and having all these journeys and experiences and all that. So it's like, it's mind-boggling to me, because one time my mom was like, she was like, oh my gosh, Ciana, like, I can't believe it. Like, this woman, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, this woman that I watch in her van. I'm like, what do you mean you watch a woman in her van? Like, she's like, it's a thing. Like, people do van life. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I had no idea. So there's niches that are popping up out of nowhere. Niches that are popping up out of nowhere. It's crazy. And I'm going to park soon, so I'll be able to, you know, read your guys' comments and answer your, if you guys have any questions about health, fitness, mindfulness, or just in general, put it in the comments. And if you stick with me for about another good 25 minutes, then, you know, I'll be able to answer your question. So anyways, the niches are literally manifesting out of thin air. Manifesting out of thin air. And this woman I came across the other day on YouTube, she's in her 50s. She has about 1,000 subscribers. She's in her 50s, and she was talking about how she quit her job. And I have a soft spot for people that like actually took the leap to quit their job that they hated. If you love your job, I love that for you. I wish I would have ended up picking a job that I loved, and I would have done YouTube and that job, but that just wasn't my journey. But this woman, and so this woman, she's in her 50s. After 25 years of working at this company, she finally quit. And she was like, I've hated it for 25 years. It's taken a toll on my mental health. I fell into depression, and I just felt like I had to keep staying in it. And then basically one day she just was like ripped off the Band-Aid, and she actually started doing van life while she was doing a 9-to-5. So she moved out of her apartment, started doing van life, still working 9-to-5, and then she couldn't do the van life. Like, she wasn't, well, I don't know. I haven't watched all her videos, but essentially she was able to still do the 9-to-5 because she was like able to still go into work. So I'm assuming she was just living in her van, like driving around her city or something. I don't know. But she finally quit because she's like, I can't even show where I'm exploring because I have no inspiration. Like, working at this 9-to-5 is sucking my soul. It literally is so, like, it's just breaking me. Like, I have no color. I have no artistic, creative juices flowing because of this job. And so that's what, so she just was like, I just have to quit. Like, I have enough savings. Like, I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid. And then people were calling her crazy. People were doing all this stuff. And then now she's like seeing that all these people are loving that she quit online, and they're encouraging her, and now she's just going to do the van life, and she just has this burst of like inspiration and all that. And I'm just like, why for my millennials and up. So if you're about, you know, maybe 33, I know that millennials right now I think are 30 and up, but for my like 34-year-olds and up that are still on the brink of like that limiting belief, I really want you to like transition if you do not like what you're doing with your life. This life, tomorrow's not promised. It's just not. And so do you want to, like, if you were to exit, God was like, okay, you know, I'm just going to I'm tapping in with you, I'm letting you know, I'm sending you this email, tomorrow's your last day on earth. Would you be happily ready to go? Or would you feel like there's a lot of things that you didn't get to do? Would you feel like you didn't get to overcome your depression? Would you feel like you were at least, like, maybe you didn't conquer your purpose, but you were still at least living in it, right? Like, be honest with yourself. I was listening to Tony Gaskins. I love his channel. And he was talking about how he just lost someone. And like someone that had an untimely death. Same with me. I had a close friend who's in his 50s. He was basically a mentor to me, and he passed away. Not sick, no ailments, no nothing, and his life was taken by a riptide. He jumped off of a boat into a river or a lake, a popular lake, and ended up passing away because the riptide was just too strong. 50s, super healthy, a billionaire. Gone. finally became a billionaire and did not get to experience the full capacity of what that being in that bracket would have done. Same with, so that was like a couple months ago for me. And then same with Tony Gaskins, like talking about his a colleague of his passing away, and it reminded me of my mentor that recently passed away. And I just was like, it really is crazy. Like, we really do take life for granted. If you don't have any issues, any sicknesses, you know, you're kind of just living day to day. And you know, the thing is, there is such thing as like living a nice, fulfilling, content life. But if you have to be honest with yourself and look in the mirror, if you're not content with some things, like, it's time to get the ball rolling. It's time to get it going. Because tomorrow truly is not promised, and there's just too much opportunity now. Like, I was talking yesterday about how my great-grandfathers, both of them on my grandma's side and my grandfather's side, both my great-grandfathers were hopping trains, not a dime to their name, not a cent to their name, trying to just figure out life and bring their family from the south to the west coast for a better life, and was hopping trains. And so what does it look like that almost 100 years ago, a human being that I never got to meet put both of their lives on the line so that I can live in 2024, have access to the internet, have access to all these different opportunities, and not go for it? What would have been the point of him doing all that? They both could have just stayed in the South and passed away super early, you know, in their 30s and 40s. I mean, sadly, you know, especially for Black people, it was common for you to hear people dying in their late 40s, 50s. You know, if you were making it to your 60s, that was pretty good. So it's like, now that I have access to health, access to information about nutrition, access to free workouts, access to, you know, good, clean, alkaline water, like access to making funds on the internet, like, why I'm supposed to pick up the baton? So it's like, that's what we need to be thinking about. If you're feeling gluttonous, if you're feeling lazy, if you're getting hammered all the time with drinking, if you're just sitting around, you know, smoking all day, it's like, what are you doing? Like, our ancestors did not do all that for us to be just like sloths. So it's just time, you know, millennials, you know, this is as a person that's on the older side of a millennial generation, it's just time. We gotta get it together. We gotta figure it out. It's not that serious. Like, it's not that hard. Like the other day, so since I don't have ads on my videos. I haven't hit the 4,000 watch hours, but I hit the 3,000 watch hours, and YouTube changed their metrics where you can start to, you know, have a couple opportunities to make funds at the 3,000 watch hour level. So I created a Shopify store. I have no idea. I didn't know how to create a Shopify store. Zero idea. Zero. And I was like, okay, God opened up a portal. I hit 3,000 watch hours. Am I going to feel overwhelmed and be like, you know, I'm just going to stick with what I'm already doing. You know, I already have an ebook. I already have my own website. People can just buy my ebook on my website. And I just was like, why would I do that when literally there's another portal God opened up? I just have to walk through that portal. I have to just show up, right? So I got on the internet. I literally asked ChatGPT, send me a YouTube video that is going to walk me through how to create a Shopify store. Found a good page. I set a Shopify store up. It took me about 4 days because I'm on the slow. It does. Some people can like have it ready to go in 24 hours. There was a couple things that you have to get approved for. So some things do take 24 hours, but it took me 4 days, you know, because just staring at the computer and like doing all like the modules and typing in like the description, and then figuring out the modules and figuring out how to link, if, you know, the cart, and how can someone, you know, just that whole process. I'm like, oh, this is so tedious. Like, people that know me in real life are like, I like big picture stuff. When you're in the weeds and like doing the tedious stuff, I'm just like, some people love it. Some people really, really like doing the detail orientation. I know how to analyze detail orientation and get a bigger picture out of it. Anyways, so I, you know, locked in, figured out how to set up a Shopify store, and now have a Shopify store. And I have to figure out how to link it to YouTube. So that's like the next round. But I have a Shopify store now. I didn't know I was going to have a Shopify store 2 weeks ago. So it's just like, I figured it out for free. I didn't hire a coach. I didn't hire a mentor. I didn't buy a course for $2,000 to teach me how to do a Shopify store. I just literally kept looking up free information and just kept doing trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. And there was several trial and errors that like kind of overwhelmed me for like a day and a half, but then I overcame that. And so it's just like, there's too much free information on the internet to not have a portal open of how someone can pay for the value that you have. There's something that you can offer, even if it's one page. Tony Gaskin said this on a live that I watched of his, and I thought this was such a good idea. So I'm telling you, I got this idea from him, because sometimes we think we have to write a whole book, right? Like you have to do a whole book, like you have to do a whole course. You can do one page of a publication. If you have one page of advice, and then and then you just literally can get that copyrighted, like one recipe, copyright that recipe, and then have it ready, either create your own website, create a Shopify store, and have it to where people can tap in with, someone's eating your pie. Ooh, you brought your pie into work. Ooh, this pie is amazing. Instead of giving away your recipe for free, give it away for $5. Say, you know what, can I get the recipe on that? Well, I have the entire breakdown, start to finish, times, measurements, all that. In, I do have just a one sheet broken down really easy, step by step. And you can just, here's the link to my website. And then people respect it. Like, it's not like you're begging for money, you're offering value. And I was like, that is a really good idea. Like, you just have one thing that, and now you have a portal of like some, a way that people can, you can do an exchange of value for writing this recipe. You can give me $5. Like, and it's just it's an equal, fair exchange, right? So I just think that where we're at in society, I want to encourage you, as someone that is a fellow person that hated her job, felt soul sucked. I didn't understand where it was coming from, but I was just like, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something else. Like, but I just couldn't put my finger on it. And then I would talk to other people and they would shut me down, say I was crazy, say get over it, just say, okay, well, whatever, we all hate our job. Like, and I was just withering away, gained 30 pounds, super stressed, overworked, undervalued, and the specific company that I was at, it was, there was racist issues. Unfortunately, there was issues with harassment at this company. There was issues with also too, a lot of discrimination against looks. So the company I worked for, you got hired off of your looks. So if you started to like go downhill or gain weight, like it was crazy. Like, it's like, that's why this particular company was getting sued literally every day, because it was just so bad with the discrimination in every single category. So anyways, and you had to be silenced a lot. You had to like shut your mouth, turn the cheek a lot. You had to, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I remember talking to HR one day and I just was like, there's this scenario happening and I need to know, like, what is the perfect legal way to handle this? Because I want to make sure that this person I'm trying to protect, that they're getting the best support in this. And they're like, yeah, there's just kind of like, yeah, it's just kind of, it's unfortunate. And I'm like, what? That's not an answer. Like, what do you mean? And pretty much this person was amazing at their job, worked at this particular store, amazing at their job. And I was advocating for them to get promoted, because that was part of my job as a district manager. I would get people promoted to eventually become a district manager like me, right? And so there was, I was a district manager, and then general manager under that. There was store manager, assistant manager, and then you were a manager in training. So I had like 4 levels under me. So my job was to get people to where I was, and then, then they would be on my level. Then they would actually be technically my competition. So this particular person, I'm like, okay, wait, you've been at this store, because I ended up getting changed in districts. So I got this store. And I was like, wow, you're hitting your numbers, you're doing like, you've been at this same store for 10 years. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, what? And, you know, the person didn't look like company standard for someone to get promoted. And I just was like, I just feel, it just doesn't feel good in my soul. Like, this person is showing up every day, busting their butt, excellent at their job. And I just hated it because, like, I remember people were getting promoted above them, people that were had been with the company for like 2 years, maybe a year and a half, and they would get promoted to like a better store in a better location in the greater LA area, you know, like somewhere near the beach or whatever, making more money. And they'd be like, you know, Ciana, like, can I talk to you? Like, what's going on? Like, why am I not being promoted? And it was because of their looks. And, you know, if I ever run into this person one day, I'm going to really talk to them and just really pour into them, because I remember that was part of the reason why I quit. I was like, I can't do this. Like, this job, I can't look at them and keep creating issues. Like, well, technically that shirt was like not to company standard when I walked in, or technically like the floor was like kind of dusty, or technically like because there would be a certain amount of hours that they had to stay within. Technically, you know, you should have only used 100 hours of work time, but you like went over by 3 hours, 3.8. So like, we got to work on that. Like, I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I remember talking to HR about this, and I'm like, what do I tell this person? They're not going to get promoted. Because what happens is I would have a regional manager over me, and they would come to my district, and they would, you know, see my whole district. So they would see all the managers. And it was just known, oh, that person in that store, no, like, just, they can stay there. They can they can stay at that job and do a good job. But as soon as they start lacking, as soon as they're not, you know, meeting company standard with their numbers, then they're out of here. So they were capped because of their looks. And they were fine looking. They were just like everyday human being. Like, so I just couldn't take it. And I was like, this is going to end up being what I have to do. Even if I do get moved up, I'm going to end up having to do this to district managers. And I was like, no, it just doesn't feel right in my soul. On top of 100 other things that were going on. So I quit. But everybody's like, why would you quit? You know, you're making all this, you know, all this money at this younger age. You have a company car, company cell phone. You can stay at hotels for free. You have free gas card. You have da-da-da-da. And I just was like, it doesn't feel right. And I think a lot of us, and I said that whole story, I've said it, I know I've repeated myself a lot with that story, but for those who are encountering me for the first time and have never heard my story with that before, it's like, if you're there, I'm telling you, you rip the Band-Aid. Either have a transition where you create something online to transition out, create some kind of side hustle to where you at least end up making full-time income and then transition out, but you don't have time to waste. And there's just too much opportunity for it. So some of us cap ourselves out with, well, I'm not good looking enough. I'm not this enough. I don't live in this area. So I don't have anything interesting to talk about. There's someone right now that I came across, they're making tons of money because they talk about how to get grants, like, for charities. And like, because it's valuable information, they're literally making thousands of dollars from YouTube, talking about just telling people how to get grants. Like, it's insane. And then what's crazy is that this woman is making $1,000 a month, because not only is she making money from YouTube, but then she's like, you know, one-on-one coaching to help people, you know, navigate through. I mean, it's just, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. And every day there is a new person, a new human being that is figuring out their particular niche and their thing. And I'm just like, everybody, I want people to start thinking about this as, whether it's a YouTube channel that's faceless, whether it's a YouTube channel that's just like audio or just images, whatever it is, I think everybody should create a YouTube. Like, I really do. And think about it like it's a retirement plan. Think about it in the long run. Okay. So if you're vibing with me, if you are, you know, have been in the position, you know, you're in a position now where I was, where you're like, I really don't like my job and I cannot rattle my brain on how I can get out and I feel stuck. Go ahead and like the video, go ahead and subscribe. And, you know, we talk a lot about health, fitness, and mindfulness, and I kind of do a weaving through fitness, and then I'll talk about mindfulness, and then I'll talk about health, and I'll talk about beauty, and it kind of all blends together, because you live a more healthier life, a more beautiful life, right? Whether it's physical or internal, when you got your mind together, when you're working on your self-development. And self-development has a lot to do with, you know, just straight up believing in yourself for thinking that you deserve more. And a lot of times people will do the imposter syndrome, and they're like, well, it's, you know, why would someone want to listen to me? Why would someone, you know, want that information from me? There's hundreds of other people that are already, you know, talking about that or doing that. And at the end of the day, people want to hear it from you. Like, you were born, we all have different fingerprints. Like, we all have bio individuality. Like, there is something that you have to offer the world that only you can offer the world. Okay? So, and I went through that for years, and I finally, like, I ripped the band-aid off myself, and I get the rudest, weirdest comments on here. I mean, just horrific comments. Horrific comments. And I'm just like, am I going to really let that stop me? Am I going to let that stop me? You know, someone telling me, you're the dumbest person I've ever heard. Shut the F up. You're hideous. You're fat. You're chunky. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, the craziest stuff, racist stuff, right? Things about me being half black, half, like, weird stuff. And I'm like, now every time I see those comments, I'm like, it's just fuel for me to go harder on it. So if you're nervous about that or scared about that, you literally, that's what the block button's for. And it's like, at the end of the day, it's a stranger. So, like, are you going to really let a stranger have that much power over you? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm just really scared about, like, I don't know, someone saying that my nose is big. Okay, so now, okay, they said your nose is big. Now what? Like, so you're not going to go and stretch yourself to the next height, to the next limit, because someone is calling out your nose being big, or, you know, you not having, I don't know, some kind of feature that is, like, you're supposed to have according to societal standards that the media created. Like, it's not that serious. And then it's like, you really don't know what the other person looks like on the other end who's saying that. So you might be talking about somebody's nose, you know, a troll might be talking about somebody's nose or how ugly someone is, but it's like, well, what do you look like? Like, that's the real question. What do you look like? Oh, okay, yeah, you have no profile picture. Oh, okay, yeah, you have a weird AI digital picture because, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want anyone to really see what you look like. So that's why you're calling out big noses and someone being hideous, because you're actually just reflecting how you feel about yourself. That's why you don't have a default picture of yourself. So, I mean, I could go on and on about that, but just, if that's been, you know, something that you've been nervous about, or, you know, you're scared about, just letting you know what I've overcome is just kind of like, as the page is starting to grow, you just kind of, you know, build a muscle for it. Kind of, I always call it alligator skin, where you just, like, keep building, like, stronger and stronger skin to be able to withstand, like, some of the vicious, really, really ridiculous things that people say on the internet. And then, you know, you just keep going, and then you just kind of learn how to not engage. I remember when I was on Instagram, like, 10 years ago, this is before, like, trolls were a thing. Like, this is Instagram 10 years ago, and I remember someone said something really rude, and I'm thinking it's like I don't know, there was no concept of, like, a troll. So, or like an internet bully, right? So 10 years ago, this person said something really crazy, and, like, something super racist or something like that. And I remember I was going back and forth with this person for so long, like, for, like, all day. And then I was getting, like, my friends involved, and we were like, yeah, you should say this and say that. And I'm like, when I look back, I'm like, I wasted an entire day of my life going back and forth of just saying, like, go stooping to their level. And I wasted my whole day. I'm now like have anxiety about the internet. Like, and for what? So it's just like, you just don't engage, right? And of course that's a muscle that takes time to also learn how to control, because it's, some people say mean stuff and it's like, well, I'm not a punk. You know what I mean? Like, don't get it twisted. Like, pull up on me. Go ahead. Pull up on me in person and say that. Come on. Pull up. Come on. Let me post a corner. Meet me on the corner of such and such boulevard and such lane. Pull up. You know, like, that's that's like one aspect of me that wants to say that, and I'm just like, just don't even, this is stupid. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, come on now. Like, and then what, I'm gonna pull up and be like, okay, so I'm gonna announce where you should meet me at in the park somewhere. And let's just say I really do meet up with you. And then now what? You called me ugly on the internet. I'm gonna punch you in the face. Like, where does it doesn't go anywhere. So basically my whole point of bringing that up is, if you are intimidated or you feel scared or overwhelmed or just like freaked out by people saying potential rude stuff, it's like, it's the internet. It's out in the real world. That's a very rare occurrence to actually happen. I think I've had some racist things said directly to my face. I think I can count it on my hand. One time I was walking to school, and I was raised in an all-white area, and I was in college. I remember I was a freshman in college, or a freshman in high school, and I was walking to school, and there was a group of young men, young teenage boys, and they were really, really mean. And I was walking by, and they were like, you know, N-word and all this stuff. But like that moment, again, like, I remember that one time, and then there's maybe a couple others, and I'm not going to talk, I mean, maybe I'll tell you later, but I'm not going to bore you with all my racist encounters, my racism encounters. It's not that serious, because I'm God's child and I'm okay. But it's just a rare thing. Like, you're not going to have that level of bullying coming at you in person, right? So it's just the internet. You can always, like, just block people or delete people, or, you know, or learn to ignore. Okay. So, that's what I want to really drive home with that, because I know that I've never been over here before. I've lived in LA for a huge chunk of my life. When I was born in LA, was raised here for, you know, my little kid years, and then living here as an adult. I've lived here for many, many years. Living in Los Angeles County, you always encounter a new area, a new street, a new building, a new cute little spot, like a new just development. Like, that's why I love living in LA, because it always seems like the city is getting a new facelift. I don't know how to, well, literally, there's literally people always getting facelifts out here. But yeah, I'm just able to glance down because I'm at a red light, and yeah, I already know people are just saying the weirdest stuff, and that's okay. I'm gonna park in a second, and that's okay. And I do have a couple moderators on here that have my back, so, but I'm not about to let some weirdos from wherever you are in the globe, like, stop me from giving a good word to someone that is going to resonate with me, a sister, a brother that is on this path in life, and that is connecting with me and with what I'm saying. So I'm not going to let anyone stop me from that. So they can go ahead and say their weird comment. They could waste actually, you know what? They're actually bringing the algorithm. They're bringing the algorithm more to my page, to be honest. So go ahead, tap in, rake in my views. Go ahead. It just pushes my page out to more people, and you know, so is what it is. I'm gonna park here in just a little bit. in just a little second. And again, if you are someone that is vibing with the health, fitness, and mindfulness train, that's what we talk about over here. I've really been on more of like the self-development with like finances and kind of breaking ourselves out of like the limiting beliefs and the limitations. Even if like you're somebody, I noticed there's some pages that I came across that are, they don't really speak that well yet. Like maybe, you know, they speak very, very slow. They don't have an expansive vocabulary, but it's so amazing because some of the people that I've come across like that, their life story is so powerful. And I'm like, I don't even care that you don't have the ability to really articulate and you have this expansive, educated sounding, you know, background. And so there's room for everybody if you talk really slow. Some people, even some people in my real life, they're like, Ciana, you talk so fast and you're so animated. And some people are like, can't take it. They're like, you're just too much. Like, you know, and that's okay. Then those aren't my people, right? Some people like to listen to people that are, you know, really calm, really slow, very drawn out, and don't use their hands, you know? And so, and then there's, you know, you got to tap in and use your skills if that's how you speak, because there's a whole group of people that specifically want to only listen to people that are slower talkers, calmer talkers, very, very stoic, you know, type of people that communicate. So this is a really cute area that I'm in right now. Super cute. I do want to move away from where I'm living at currently, maybe in the next year or two. And I don't know, stretch it all the way out to this area. It's calm, it's cute, it's nice, it's super clean. It's close to other things. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. So let's see, I'm gonna park here in just a little second. Just a little second. Yeah, almost at my destination. Almost at my destination. Also too, I said this at the more closer to the beginning of the video, but if you guys have any questions, any comments, or just like if you want to hear about, I haven't asked this in a while. I usually do it on my community tab every so often. What do you guys want to know about? Like, and let me just tell you what I can offer you, and then maybe some of you guys can tell me what you guys want to see more videos on. Oh, that's cute. Sorry, this area is so cute. There's like just cute people that are like in trendy little whatever. So I can offer lots of information about health, fitness, mindfulness, and beauty in several areas because I'm almost 40. I'm almost to the decade with a 4 on it. And because of that, I have almost 2 decades, almost 20 years of experience, trial and error, when it comes to health, fitness, and mindfulness. And I'm really into it, okay? I'm really into this topic. So even if you bring up something and I don't know about it, I'm going to research it. I'm going to dig into it. So what kind of videos do you guys want to see, or what kind of topics would you like me to talk about with health, fitness, and mindfulness? And specifically, if you want me to like narrow it down to, okay, I want an entire video on just what to eat, or an entire video on, you know, vitamins and supplements, or an entire video on, you know, how to overcome certain struggles in a certain topic, right? So, okay, I think, is this it? No, that's not it. Do I want to go to this one? Oh yeah. Yeah, this is cute over here. Yeah, okay. All right, now I just need to find parking. What? I've never been to this street before. I've literally never been to this street, and I've lived in LA for like 15 years. Cute. Now you guys are going to be with me on the journey to find parking. Like, it's just always LA, and the parking is just wild. It's just wild. I just saw a comment, skincare or makeup. Okay, I will do that. I will do that. I'll do some videos on that. Let's see. I'm gonna be parking in a second. Someone said yesterday that everybody knows that women don't know how to parallel park, and I just beg to differ. I just feel like that's not true. I feel like there's some amazing parallel parkers like me, but I was really bad. I'm not gonna lie, I was really bad for like many years, and then you just have to get good when you live in a city like LA. You got to get good, you got to get quick, because someone will get you. Your spot will get taken very, very quickly. Do I want to park right here? And then there's just a million signs all the time, like can't park between this hour and this hour. There's street sweeping, and then there's a permit, and then there's like a time slot, and so then you have to like go through that whole journey as well. Let me see. Just bear with me for well, maybe a few seconds, more than 1 second. See, and in this street that I just turned down, you only can park on one side of the street. This area is super cute. I might have to look up some apartments around here. Super cute. Okay. Let's see if what I'm working with. I think I'm gonna go right here for a hot second. Okay. All right. So I have about 10 minutes, maybe 8 minutes. And thank you, Patrick. I see you going hard too. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. I really, really do, more than you know. Okay, so let me just roll through this as quick as I can. Oh, wow, you guys are ridiculous today. Oh, it's just crazy. I don't understand. Like, it's just really wild. I don't even think I could go up. Let me see. Okay, are you Punjabi? Yes, I'm half black, half Punjabi. I might, you know what I might do? This is kind of crazy, but I might actually type it, make a banner on my YouTube and says, I am half black, half Punjabi. People are so interested in that. I never knew that would be something that people would like wanna know. I mean, I guess my last name is Singh, and then you see a black woman and then her last name is Singh, so it just like, you know, brings up questions. So I get it, but I'm just like, whoa. Let me actually roll my window down for a second. Okay, because it's a little, okay, it's hot outside too, but whatever. Okay. Let's see what you guys are saying. Patrick is a security guard. I love it. She had to laugh at that one. Let's see. Yeah, I thought about traveling in an SUV. I think that would be, you know, you could always just do it for like 6 months, you know, or 1 month. Those pages are like so interesting. I don't really follow any van life. There hasn't been someone that's hooked me in like that yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody hooks my attention soon. And then my mom just like tells me so many cool stories that like she kind of just is like my summary. She just gives me a summary of all the good channels. Let's see. So this is the thing with driving on the phone. I'm technically, and I actually asked a police officer this, and I was like, and I went into detail. I said, I just want to know if you have your phone mounted on, just mounted, and you're not touching it and playing with it, and I'm not like this while driving, like scrolling and reading comments. You are allowed to be on your phone. Like you can be on a FaceTime and be like how you can talk on the phone. As long as you're not using it, you can be on a FaceTime as long as you're not touching it. It's the same thing. So it is legal. It is legal. Let's see. All right. Thank you guys for the compliment. Jesus Christ is God. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you guys for the compliments. It's called adulting. Not everything works out. Sometimes you got to make money to live. You could just float around saying that this is not for me. This is not for me. Well, something's got to be for. I mean, yeah, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, yeah. Yep. Stop driving and be on the road. I want people to really like think about the way that they're commenting. That doesn't even make any sense. Thank you guys for the compliments. There's so many people that stream and drive, but you like if I'm driving like this and I'm looking at the road, but like I just have the internet open and I'm talking, like if there was someone next to me, like just like how someone like you, when someone's in the car and you kind of glance over at them real quick, it's the same thing. And I asked a police officer and they said, yeah, you can actually, like, it's in California, yeah, you can technically stream and drive. That's why there's so many people that do it. That's why you see people doing it, because it's not illegal. At least in California. I'm sure, you know, maybe in some states. People that have videos about them just doing nothing, traveling around the world because they have money. Okay, we're listening. Read your comments below. Let's see what you guys are saying. Put in 30 years working, retire at 62, then pass away at 75 seems like a bad trade. Yeah, I agree. And this is the thing. This is the thing with that. We did live in a time where that was the reality. Like, it really was kind of, unless you maybe had access to like mentorship, or you were in an area where you were just around a lot of rich people, and like because you were just in the proximity of more of an elevated way of like thinking and navigating and strategizing with finances and money. If you didn't really have that, which most of us didn't, most of our parents didn't, then that really was going to be the outcome. And that was okay, because no one knew that there was more. But because our generation, we got blasted off with the ability to take things to the next level. And I'm like, what if this was God's design? Like, what if we are supposed to pick up the baton and like transition out of just like the limited scope of thinking? And everyone's journey is going to be different. I'm not saying that 9 to 5, to be honest, I work 9 to 5, right? Like, even though I'm an entrepreneur, I work 9 to 5. I actually work like 9 to 9 p.m. really, like during these days. So it's not about not working 9 to 5. It's like you just get to design what you do with the 9 to 5. That's the only difference. So I think that there's like this thing of like, oh, no more 9 to 5. And it kind of seems like it's bashing people that work 9 to 5. But when you are a YouTuber, or you're selling products online, or you are going into business for yourself, or you're a life coach or something for yourself, it's still, it's longer than 9 to 5, but you're just not, there's more fulfillment in it because you're choosing what you want to do. Let's see what else. My plan is to move out of New York State. I always wanted to live there for like 6 months just to experience it. Name drove Tulsa 918. Good video, YouTube. Good luck. Good luck, Ciana Singh. Thank you. Yeah, the trolls, I already know. I already know. Let's see. What else are you guys saying? Thank you guys for the compliments. No, you keep going. YouTube is free advertisement for you. Yes. Oh my, that is such a great point. Yes. If you are like, let's just say you do work 9 to 5 and you're somebody that has to get like some kind of contracts, right? Or you are in real estate, or you have to, let's see, like, okay, I'll just say, like, for example, at my old job, like, let's just say I did actually love my old job, and I could have started a YouTube where I could have encouraged people to come and shop and buy their clothes from where I was working. Like, I could have used it as free advertisement and been like, hey guys, okay, this is what we just got in. It's so cute. Right now we have Black Friday sale going on. be the first to da 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 da. You're hearing it from me. I run the whole district. So like I'm over the district. So I'm telling you, you're hearing it from the right person right now. Like I could have used it as amazing, like use the algorithm as my little team of like marketing, you know, like my marketing soldiers to bring more funds in. I probably would have got promoted extra quick, like to the next level if I would have done that. But I wasn't, the limiting belief, I wasn't thinking like that. But because we have the internet, you know what I mean? Let's see what else you guys are saying. Yeah, you know what? I need to get a mount. I actually really like this mount, but I noticed that it does make the camera move more. My other one didn't do that. This one, it does like jitter or like jitter. It just like moves back and forth more. So maybe I'll find a different one because I really don't want like it to be like this the whole time, you know, like that's not a great listening and watching experience for, you know, you as the viewer. So let's see what else you guys are saying. Thank you guys for the compliments. And Patrick and Hallie, I appreciate you guys so much because it does get overwhelming sometimes when I'm just like, okay, I got to get over that. I got to get over people saying that. I got to get past that. And it's just like, so the fact that I'm not even seeing some of it, it's helping me out like mentally. You know what? I do kind of look like a tarot card reader right now, just like with the big hair and like, but I don't read tarot cards. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Most people are children under the age of 18 being mean. Let's see. You need good people around you. Yep. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yep. Bible verses. I love any kind of Bible verses. You're more than welcome to always drop Bible verses in here. I love it. All right. Let's see what y'all are saying. Going further. I'm just trying to catch up, going as fast as I can. Okay, let's see. Almost done. Thank you guys for the compliments. It says, girl, please set up a Patreon. This is my second or third live with you, and you are really generous and genuine with sharing information regarding health, beauty, etc. I'd be willing to pay. You know what? I actually do have a Patreon, and I need to get it back up. But that's very encouraging. I appreciate you telling me that. And when I do get it back up and running, well, actually, I have YouTube memberships. So I'm going to be announcing that and what I'm doing with that specifically, because I do want to start to have more deep dives with some of you that want to tap in with me, or I might actually do a couple lives where it's just for my members only. I haven't really talked about it, but I do have YouTube memberships. So where I plan on going even deeper and really diving in and just like peeling back the layers on things that I've done that I really feel like people can benefit from, but just blasting it on, you know, on here, it's like, you know, we're dealing with the trolls. So when I want to be consistent with my memberships. I want to respect your guys' time and you guys paying for a membership. So I want to figure out what's going to work best with my schedule, and then what's going to really benefit you as someone that is, so it's really probably going to be more so just maybe once a week or once every other week, a membership live only. And then I'll be doing content where you can only access that content. And not like a live video, but where I just like do a regular video and post it, and it'll only be in the members only section. Where I'll be talking about information that I'm not going to talk about publicly. So I'll let you guys know when that is, but that's very encouraging. Thank you. I'm sure the grandparents are mad. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and hide that person. Wow, that's interesting. Punjabi people didn't. I look Indian, but I'm black, and the Indians stare at me when they see me. Yeah, I have a whole journey on that, and it's unfortunate, you know, with the way that some cultures and groups of people view others, but I guess it's just the life. I guess it's the times that we're living in. We're kind of breaking some of those constructs. But yeah, there is a lot of limiting beliefs with certain people against certain other people. So and vice versa, really too. But yeah. So also people share any of their favorite Punjabi recipe meals. I'm mesmerized by Indian and Pakistani dishes. Yeah, the Indian food is my favorite food on the planet, and I'm not gonna lie, I do not know how to cook Indian food like that. Like I was spoiled. My stepmom would cook everything from scratch, and she never told me and my sisters to get. So my sisters are both married, and they learned how to cook when they got married. Like they didn't even you know, we were just spoiled. We got to play and like just hang out while my stepmom would just cook all these amazing dishes. Oh, but I kind of wish she would have forced us to go in the kitchen, because now I have to just take the time to learn, and that kind of level of cooking, you really should be learning that when you're younger, and it just starts to become, you know, second nature as you, whatever, it's never too late. So Indian food is amazing, and it's definitely an aspiration of mine to get good at cooking Indian food. Okay, let's see. Let's see, almost done. Thank you. Yeah, you said, Hallie said, the trolls are ridiculous, but the growth and engagement, I'm excited for you. Yeah, it's like, it comes with the territory, and I'm not gonna lie, I knew this was gonna happen 8 years ago, 9 years ago, and that was a part of why I was like, do I really want to start going on live and just giving out like mentorship coaching type of information? And I was like, I'm gonna have to just face it. Like, I'm gonna have to face the fact that people are gonna be cruel, mean, say vicious things, and I'm just gonna have to rise above it and keep it pushing. And so you guys are seeing my journey with that, and it's crazy. It's just, I'm like, how do you, I don't have the time. Even if I wanted to be a troll, I don't have time to sit on the internet and talk and like shoot out darts to strangers. I just think it's the weirdest thing to choose to spend minutes of your life in this lifetime. You like, and you want to just do it spitting out hate to people. It's weird. My mom said, keep the trolls coming. They're helping out your algorithm. Yep. You're right about that, Mom. Okay. Hallie, the spice snuck up on me. The food was good. I think that I couldn't enjoy the food because of yeah, sometimes like some Indian food could be really spicy. Really, really spicy, and it does kind of take away. It depends. Like if you've never had Indian food before, just tell them to do like barely any spice so you can actually enjoy the flavor, like the burst of flavor, and get used to that, and then you know you can like level up over time. Okay, I'm gonna probably go in about 2 minutes here. It says, to be honest, 80% of the comments the mods are deleting are not harmful, just creepy or mildly rude. Overbearing mods will destroy your algorithm. I trust my mods, so I appreciate that though, but I trust them. And I mean, I'm okay with opposing views, right? I'm okay with, if you disagree with me, I disagree with me, because it stretches me, like it helps me grow too, right? Things that are like, I don't tolerate moderately rude in real life. Like if you're moderately rude or moderately creepy, I don't tolerate it in real life. So I'm not about to tolerate it on the internet. So if I'm saying something and someone's like, no, I completely disagree, I respect it. Let's have a conversation. If someone is saying, well, Ciana, you know, I like all your other videos, but this one, I don't like it. And I actually think you were really wrong in this one. Your information is completely off. I respect that. That's not, I wouldn't hide someone from my channel, for, you know, or delete someone from my channel for that. But if it's like, if someone is borderline creepy around me, I don't want to be around them in person. If I'm going into a cafe and they're moderately rude, I don't tolerate that. So yeah, I'm, you know, I'm okay with if the mods are finding that it's moderate to above creepy and rude. I'm happy with them not being a part of my channel. Okay, let's see what else is going on. I'm gonna scroll all the way to the bottom. I think I am. Oh my God, ew. That is so, like, people have really, like, just said some weird, disgusting stuff like that. Like, I'm not gonna even say it. I can't even say it. I can't even pull it out of my mouth. But yeah, you'll learn how to ignore it. YouTube live streams are different. A lot of weirdos. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and go, guys. I hope all of you guys have a beautiful day. Also, too, really quick before we go, really quick, I have an announcement. We have a new winner of the massager. It's Pamela. So Pamela, check your email. You have won this really awesome massager for the shoulders and for the neck and for the bottom of the head. It's amazing. And then I will be announcing my next free giveaway. Free. You don't have to worry about the shipping, the handling, none of that. If you are in the United States, I am giving away really cool stuff. I've given away treadmills. I've given away travel bags. I've given away, what else have I given away? Other massagers, just really valuable stuff. So Pamela, you are the winner. And then how you can be a part of the next one is signing up with my email list. It's super easy. You just sign up with my email list, takes 2 seconds. And the benefit of having you connected with me on my email list is that I will be announcing when I go live. So if you're vibing with my page and you're like, I want to be able to be with her live, I'll be sending out, hey guys, I'm going to go live in the next 30 minutes, or I'm going to go live in the next hour. And it goes right to you, right to your phone, right? And I don't have time to sit and spam you guys and just send you guys a bunch of fluff. Like, it's just going to be, hey guys, I'm going live, tap in. Or if I posted a new video or just posted a new replay, hey guys, I just posted a video. Hey guys, it just went live. Catch the replay. Watch it now, you know, be the first to watch it now. That's really it for right now. Like, I don't plan on doing much else with my my email list. So stay connected directly with me and by just signing up with that email list, and then you'll know. I'll also be announcing when because sometimes, well, I'm not going to tell you guys how I pick the winner. It's at random, but it is to your benefit if you sign up for my next giveaway on the quicker side. Okay, so if you sign up quickly right when I announce it, then there's a higher chance that you'll win. So make sure to sign up with the email list down in the description. It takes 2 seconds. And that is really all that I have. So have a beautiful rest of your day and see you on the next one. Bye.